Hi everyone and welcome to the first official announcement live stream of NextEarth. Let me introduce myself. My name is Gabor Etfalvi, I'm the CEO of NextEarth. And right here with me is David Taylor, our tokenomics architect.
Thanks for inviting me, Gabor.
We are super excited to be here with you guys. And first of all, I would like to thank Noix for arranging all of this. I know you wanted this to happen sooner, but we were waiting for the perfect occasion, and I think this token distribution live stream is something that everybody was really waiting for. So let me just turn back to some extra sentences I wanted to share with you, but afterwards we're going to jump into the middle of it, right into the middle of it. First of all, I would like to thank the whole team back at NextEarth. You guys are amazing. You guys are doing an amazing job, and what we've been through in the last 5 to 7 or 8 months, it was amazing. We are growing rapidly. It's totally amazing. I see the people, how professionally they handle every process inside the company. It's just a joyride, basically. Pretty stressful because it's crypto, but it's a joyride. I also want to thank the community of NextEarth. You guys are one of the most, if not the most amazing community that I've ever seen in crypto. And I promise that we will work as hard as possible to keep this quality of community even with much larger number of users. So, one last thing. Novix and his girlfriend got COVID, so he can't be here personally, but I know you guys are watching, so get well soon. Some of the other guys also caught COVID from the company, but they stayed home. Get well, everybody. But they are still working, but just from home office. Some fast numbers before we go into the main agenda. That's going to contain we're going to talk about the NextEarth Launchpad. We're going to talk about the token distribution, the trading of the token, the tokenomics itself, how the different pools are distributed, and about our a little bit paradigm shifted unit system. Yep. Probably I'm going to talk about the NextEarth Launchpad. David's going to talk about the token distribution. Then I'm going to follow up again with the trading and the tokenomics. And then at the end, David's going to finish it off with the unit system. And afterwards, we're going to the guys are going to be collecting some of the most frequently asked questions. And we're going to be answering these in an AMA session. And then afterwards, you can still join us on the Discord. And then we're going to be doing the written AMA like we did with the white paper. Who knows for how long. We're definitely going to have some time to discuss all of this. Yep. In the meanwhile, we already have a refreshed white paper on the website, if my information is right. So please go and take a deep dive into it. What I remember is drastically changed is between the pages of 15 to 22, if I remember right. Hopefully the design didn't really push that aside. And then, of course, everything that we talk about will be seen on the website soon after this live announcement is done. So the guys are working back in the office to kind of release this package. Before we start, I would just want to mention some of the data, some of the statistics that we were able to reach in our first 5 months of operations since we opened up with the 23rd of July with the pack sales, and then on the 17th of August with the map sales themselves. It was an amazing ride, and already more than 360,000 NFTs were minted. More than 34,000 landowners, 200,000 registered users, more than 100,000 social followers. So I think there is a pretty good organic growth that we've been through, and we've reached the point where we felt that launching the token is inevitable, and it's going to help a lot in the upcoming weeks and months to be able to step on the next level. So far we were able to accomplish a stable company. I think by yesterday I've seen a number that 62 people work directly in the NXTT project in the office, which is an amazing number in a 4 to 5 months period.
The office is not even large enough for us.
Yeah, the office is not even large enough. We're moving like constantly to new offices. More than $800,000 were donated to environmental charity organizations. That's one of my favorite data here. $750,000 were earned from commission by users, and until the 1st of January, $750,000 worth of traffic went through from 2,418 transactions in the marketplace. And the purchasing price was originally $65,000, so that's amazing. It's like people made already $680,000 or $690,000 profit, which is amazing. And obviously, this is not the goal of the platform. This is just the foundation, but I don't want to go too deeply into that because that's another time and space to talk about.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yeah, yeah, feel free to interrupt anytime.
So I think I just want to sort of highlight how incredibly fast things are growing here, because if you remember back in September when we started working together, within the first couple weeks, we were looking at the numbers and put together our projections of, based on our results so far, what we expected to happen in the next 3 years. And our first target was 40,000 landowners within 3 years. And it's the middle of January. Yeah. And we're almost there already. So it's like we actually didn't really see this coming. We were doing our best work, and then explosion just happened.
I really feel the need of another session where we should discuss all of these, maybe even with a larger team.
Yeah,
because you know, guys, I don't know how much you read the news, but obviously everybody in crypto is pretty updated. But
yeah.
The news just rolled in like one and a half or an hour ago that Microsoft purchased Blizzard, Activation Blizzard, for $68.7 billion. And they said that this is their entry to the metaverse.
That's a pretty
which
solid
means
entry.
then we've got World of Warcraft,
Diablo,
StarCraft, Diablo. Oh my God, yeah, Diablo. I'm waiting for the fourth.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Candy Crush. I have to mention it, but
yeah,
of course. So that's a crazy thing. Microsoft, Facebook. We know some other companies also who are pretty interested. It's just going to be a crazy ride.
Not to mention that all of those games are now within the same umbrella company with Xbox that has, I don't know what, 25 million users. 25,
26 million users, crazy shit.
It is incredibly crazy. This is the market we're in.
We are at the perfect time, the perfect project, and I don't really want to go too deeply into it, and this is what I want to talk about next time. But why democratization of the metaverse, the decentralized, the fully decentralized, not just on paper, but a real decentralization of the metaverse, why it is essential, not just for our project, not just for the community, but for making Web3 what it has to become.
It is now.
Yes. But you can read about that in the white paper. Some pretty nice text over there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hopefully everybody was able to catch up while this small talk happened here. Let's jump right into the middle of it. Yes, I said that our agenda will start with the NXTT Launchpad. Yes, rumors are true. We are conducting our own Launchpad, and it will function exactly the same way as any other Launchpad you can imagine. Probably all of you know the different Launchpads that are in the crypto space. Technically, it will be exactly the same, but the reason behind, the motive behind will be different. And the motive behind an own Launchpad on NXTT is that, as we already discussed and already told many times, that we believe that businesses will be the key. A self-sustaining economy will be the key. This is what our tokenomics represents, will be the key for building a larger community, for building a larger ecosystem, a self-sustaining economy that will be able to take a step and step up against these centralized monsters that are growing right now in front of our eyes. And the Launchpad is a key, is an essential feature and an essential part in launching our own projects, our own features, community-based features, outside companies who want to enter the metaverse, who want to enter the ecosystem of Nexters. We will be able to crowd-finance these projects. And I think it is very essential in the true decentralized way that we as Nexters platform, we are not going to monetize our own features that are the typical low-hanging fruit for centralized companies, but we are going to be releasing these on the Nexters Launchpad, and the community will be able to own these projects, will be able to control these projects through DAO, these features, and all of these will add to the Nexters ecosystem. But I don't want to take David's part because he's going to talk about that later on, how these are going to intervene, how these are going to interconnect into the whole ecosystem of Nexters. So having our own Launchpad is a key and an essential part. At the beginning, we were planning to release our Launchpad later in Q1, but after having some discussions with outside Launchpads, third-party platforms, we realized that that it's too controlled by them. They want to influence our decision making. They want to influence what we want to do, what we want to conduct on with our own business, basically, with our own platform, and also very much and honestly telling you that the community feedback was just amazing. I mean, I remember we were having an AMA from 10 p.m. to like midnight and stuff like that. It was crazy, and we've seen the interest and the activity of the people, and we totally admire it and love it. And honestly, it helps a lot because we listened, we heard you guys, and doing the IDO itself on our own Launchpad is basically giving an opportunity for us to structurally answer your questions and do that type of appreciation, which was an obvious thing as a decentralized project, but through another Launchpad we wouldn't be able to complete these. And one of the major points is that so far what you guys know about is that you're going to receive 2% of the tokens in the pre-sale, and then 3% would go to an IDO platform. That fucking changed. Sorry for swears. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. That did change. Now all of the 5% is going to the landowners, and how these tokens are distributed will be told by David. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna hand over the word because I'm just gonna talk, and we have to like kind of match into the 1 hour limit. So I'm going to just hand over to you the tokenomics part.
Thank you, Gabor. I think the problem is that when we sit down to talk, it can go on and on and on. Right, so as Gabor said, we just increased the whole token distribution sold to our landowners from 2% to 5%, which means that we're going to be selling a total of 3 billion NXTT during our token pre-sale. And we also heard all of your feedback about how to appreciate and honor the people that have been with us from the very beginning without actually hurting those people that have been joining us very recently. And we wanted to create a fair and equitable system for basically making everybody happy. And I wholeheartedly believe that this system is it. We are having a tiered system from tiers 1 to 5. And you will be able to see which tier you belong to. I'm just going to quickly go through a few examples of who belongs to which tier, just so you understand, but all of these will be published on the website in probably a couple hours. anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So the tier that you belong to will basically determine the price at which you can purchase tokens, and every tier will have a set amount of tokens that landowners can buy from. So tier 1 is exclusively created for pack owners who didn't touch their packs from the very beginning. We have allocated 200 million NXTT for them, and the purchase price for those NXTT are $0.0005. I can't even say it in any other way. $0.0005. We're giving you guys like a huge discount on this because we love you guys. The second tier is tier 2 at a slightly higher price, 0.00075, and we have allocated 400 million NXTT to this specific tier. Anybody who have bought land before the 27th of September, which is the launch of our marketplace, or who have spent at least $10,000 worth of crypto in creating their own land NFTs, will belong to this tier. Now, there is an important distinction here. If you belong to tier 1, you will be able to purchase from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. If you belong to tier 2, obviously tier 1 is not accessible for you, but it's downward compatible. Another important thing is that every token in tier 1 and tier 2, in order to balance out the incredible price discount that we're giving, is going to be vested over 50 weeks, which means that the tokens that you're going to be buying will be released on a weekly basis over 50 weeks. You can access it. You can claim your tokens every week if you want to, or you can just wait for 50 weeks and then claim it all at once. Tiers 3, 4, and 5 will not vest at all because like the price difference is not that big in those tiers. Tier 3 will have a $0.001 price, and we have allocated 600 million tokens into that tier. If you have purchased land before the marketplace, and also you have spent or you have spent at least $1,000 in buying land, you will belong to tier 3. Then we move on to tier 4, which is 0.00125. We have 800 million NXTT in this bucket, and that basically means that if you have purchased before the 14th of September and purchased at least $100 worth of land, which 14th of December, that's our Polygon migration, then you are going to be eligible for tier 4. Again, in tiers 3, 4, and 5, no vesting whatsoever. Now, tier 5 is going to be 0.0015. This is the final price. So you can see that tier 1 is getting like a 66% discount, right? And we have allocated 1 billion tokens into this bucket. And that's basically any single landowner that have purchased at least $100 worth of land anytime on Next Earth, you're in it. Now, how many NXTT tokens can you buy will be dependent on the ticket system, which works slightly differently. If you belong to any tier, you automatically get 500 tickets, and then based on your activity, which is going to be the number of units that you have earned, you will also get some bonus tickets. And also, if you are untouched pack owner, you also get a ticket reward. So we're also honoring our untouched pack owners with tickets. Now, the way this is going to work is that we're going to open up the KYC process of the pre-sale pretty soon after this announcement ends. And then KYC starts, and on the 22nd of January, which is in only 5 days, the whole pre-sale starts and lasts for again 5 days until the 27th of January. What will happen is that after you're whitelisted and finished your KYC, you will be able to commit a certain amount of Matic and say, this is the amount of Matic that I want to spend on buying NXTT. And then once everybody commits, we are going to see how the ticket distribution is across every single tier. And we're going to make a simple division of the number of tickets that you can spend and the total number of tickets that are being spent within that tier, and you will get a percentage amount from that specific tier. So if you get 1% of the 200 million NXTT tier, then you're getting 2 million NXTT as long as you committed at least that much amount of Matic into that tier. So basically, after the 27th of January, if you've sent us more Matic than what you could actually spend with us, you automatically be able to reclaim and get your Matic refunded. And after the 27th of January, you will have 30 days to claim your NXTT. This process is completely automatic. It's completely governed by our smart contract, and it's created and designed in a way that every single layer of activity or tier of activity within our economy is honored and appreciated without leaving anyone else out from this token distribution. I don't know, did I miss anything?
Yeah, the guys, the airdrop.
Oh yes, the airdrop. Okay, so as we were designing this system, we actually figured that it might be possible that some of the NXTT will remain unclaimed. Right? I don't want to go into the ways of describing how that could happen because I would need a whiteboard and 2 hours. But the logic is that it is entirely possible that at the end of this pre-sale, there will be unclaimed tokens. Now, what will happen with those? If you are sending more Matic to the contract than what you can spend because of the ticket system, you will be put in a group of people after the pre-sale ends. Any NXTT that remains unclaimed will be airdropped to those that wanted to spend more than what they could. So if you're thinking in terms of, I don't know, I want to spend, and I'm not going to give you guys a number, but I want to spend a specific amount of Matic, and you end up being able to get some Matic refunded because you're buying less amount of NXTT, know that you're going to be eligible for any airdrops if we end up having any unclaimed tokens. There's just a bit of a cherry on top because we want to recognize that you guys were ready to open up your wallets and really believe in us and really get your hands on as much NXTT as you could. So if we end up having some leftover, it's yours.
Yeah. And also to mention that originally we were calculating with $2.1 million and soft cap.
Yeah.
But if we get to that point, then we're going to raise that to 3.5 million.
Yeah, so basically we have a soft cap and a hard cap. You won't see any difference, but our targets, it's not COVID, our target is that we want to sell $2.1 million worth of NXTT, but if there is a lot more demand, we're happy with 3.5. So that's the total amount that we are giving to the market, giving to you guys to being able to buy. And I think I'm going to just give you back the stage and so let's start talking about what's going to happen after this.
The moment you guys receive your NXTTs, probably at the end of the pre-sale, we're going to have like a 30-minute to 120-minute time interval. We haven't finalized that yet. Our market maker is going to set the final word in that. And then we're going to be starting the trading of the tokens on Uniswap, the decentralized exchange. We are arranging it on the Polygon layer of Uniswap so that the gas fees are going to be the cheap gas fees and the fast transactions that you know from the Polygon solution that we already have on Next Earth. We're going to be giving a 6% of the tokens to the liquidity pool, and in the Uniswap liquidity pool we are going to place $400,000 worth of NXTT and $400,000 worth of Matic, so it's going to be an $800,000 liquidity pool. We've examined many projects. Our market maker is professional through more than 100 token distributions already and token launches, and yeah, basically we figured out that that's the optimal part. Regarding the launch itself, there are some particular information. For instance, you have to know that there will be a fee on purchase and a fee on selling, and in the first moments is going to be pretty drastic. because it's going to be, it's not finalized yet, but again, it's an estimate that it's going to be 4% on the purchase and 8% on the selling, which I personally hate, but because this is the Wild West, and crypto is the Wild West, and we are not doing this on a centralized exchange, but a decentralized exchange. Every project is vulnerable to scammers. And you have to know that this ecosystem also contains black hat hackers who write scripts that are sniper bots, who basically drag out the liquidity from the liquidity pool and just 10x or 50x the price, and then you're trying to purchase in FOMO, and then they are just gonna send back the liquidity to you and crushing back the price to zero. And this is something that we've already seen in a few projects, and we wanted to make sure that it cannot happen, because this can basically destroy a project and destroy the trust of a project. I'm not saying that would be the end of a project, but obviously if we can do as much as possible to safeguard all of your parts, then all of your tokens and the future of Nexters, and obviously we have to do this. These numbers are created because these bots, when they enter the liquidity pool, they will instantly, because these are going to appear. I mean, that's 100%. They are coming every time. So it's also a very important thing, and Novix and the others are going to arrange for you guys, and the support that we already have, they are going to inform you on what links to use. It's very important that you only use the official links. I have a bet that there is going to be 3 to 5 NXTT token pools on Uniswap, because I've seen it on many token launches. Those are going to be scammers, so you only should use the original one. That is very important.
And we're going to have 24/7 support.
Yes, 24/7 support. And when these trading bots basically attack your liquidity pool, when they figure out that there is a 4% purchasing price and an 8% selling, at that very instant they are going to just stop, because they realize that we've got this security layer above, around it. I don't know if it's going to be public or not, but I know that these numbers are going to, these fees, these penalizing fees, are going to be lowering by time, and this is going to happen in hours, in days, or maximum weeks by the end, when we reach the normal type of transaction numbers of, I don't know what's on Uniswap, like 0.15, 0.3, I don't want to get into that, I have no idea, honestly. But once we normalize with it, you have to know that this is going to happen, and we are doing everything that basically guards our token launch and the trading and your trading and
protects our token holders.
And protect our token holders. Yeah. Okay. Token distribution, trading. What was our next point?
Let's talk about tokenomics.
All right, tokenomics. That's an interesting part, because so far we had the treasury distribution, but thanks to professional advisors, we kind of went more in depth, so that you know more in detail what we are planning at what we are going to do with these tokens, and we have diversified this 100%. Obviously, the 5% is going to go into the pre-sale part at this price, what David just mentioned with the token distribution part. That is the 5%. Of the whole token supply. The rest of the 95% is going to be allocated between different wallets, different pools. These wallets will be public, these can be followed by everybody, and this is where we want to later on introduce the Nexters improvement proposal and all of these kind of things. I don't know if we will have the time to go more in depth into that or not,
I hope we will.
That's surely an interesting thing to know.
Yeah.
So the biggest wallet, the biggest pool will be the IT development with 22.5%.
Naturally.
And the team is going to have 20%. The marketing is going to have 16.5%. The business development is going to have 14%. The token, the Launchpad pool is going to get 12.5%. The liquidity providing is going to be 6%, and legal and advisory fees are going to take part at 3.5%.
Yeah.
What is very important, and this is also a crucial and essential part in every tokenomics, is that we will have a really friendly and a very fair vesting period. And the team tokens themselves will be vesting throughout 2 years, so 100 weeks basically, and only 1% of these tokens will be unvested on a weekly basis. Actually, I personally wanted to totally close these down for 2 years, but we discussed internally, and our advisors told us that it is a healthy thing, that if you can appreciate the employees of a company, you have the flexibility and the opportunity to appreciate your team members or whoever you want to appreciate, and whoever is part of your team. That is a very important thing, because that way you can maximize their motivation, which is good for everybody, especially for the community, the landowners, and the token holders, if everybody is happy.
Because they don't just think as employees, but they actually start thinking as token holders.
Yes.
Pretty early on.
The IT development wallet, the 22.5% one, the biggest one, is going to be also vested, 2.5% if I'm right, yes, is going to be unlocked at the beginning, so that we can kind of do anything in terms of IT development. May it be hiring more IT professionals, or acquiring basically, or merging with other IT companies. This is something that is destined to happen in that part. 20% of it, the whole thing is going to be vested. So out of the 22.5, 20 is going to be vested, and it's going to be unvested in a 50-week period. So basically 2% weekly. The marketing budget, which is 16.5% from the tokenomics, from the token distribution, 4.5% is going to be unvested at the beginning. Actually, if you will see all of these data, and when you're examining these, you're going to kind of see the strategy of the business reflect in the tokenomics.
Yeah.
Because this is why we made it. Because we've seen that after we brought this platform to this level, at this stage, these are the next steps that can basically jumpstart and bring it and raise it to a next level and take it really off the ground, and not just give it an organic growth, but kind of accelerate the growth. Because I mean, we see the news, Microsoft's coming in, there is Facebook. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, crypto is always a rush project, but what I see right now is crypto and metaverse is like a hyper rush project right now. So we're doing everything we can. That is why I personally didn't let go of the token launch from the 27th of January, because I wanted it to happen in January, because I know that, I mean, we just have to go as fast as possible.
It has to happen.
Yeah. So the marketing will be 4.5 unvested right away. The rest of it is going to be unvested in 40 weeks, so 2.5% vesting period per week. Then the business development part, from the 14%, 2% is going to be unvested, and the rest is going to be distributed and unvested through a 50-week period, like 2% per week. Then the Launchpad support, from the 12.5, 2.5 will be unvested. So the unvested ones are not necessarily selling points in the market. You have to understand that. These are there so that we can flexibly integrate it into the system and catalyze different processes that we want to reach and we want to accomplish inside the company as part of our greater strategy. By the way, I'm waiting so much to talk about that strategy, but that is not what we are here today. We are talking about the token launch.
Maybe we can do a next one.
Yeah, after the token launch, we're going to sit down and just talk about the strategy, because it's like 24/7 in my brain. My thoughts are all over the place about it, and I just love it, because I think what you guys see from the project right now is like, okay, we have the map of the Earth, it's funky, it's sexy, it's whatever, it's cool, it's going to be a metaverse, so all of the hype words are included. But this is so freaking much more. You cannot imagine. And
That's
believe
just
me,
the tip of the iceberg,
this is going to
really.
be a few weeks now, and everybody's eyes are going to be opened up, and you're going to see what we were working behind the scenes, and this is going to be incredible. This is just so much more than having an Earth-based metaverse type of whatever startup business. It's going to be just huge.
I actually think that, like, without us talking about strategy, people might wonder, what is this thing about Launchpad support, 12.5%? What the hell is that about? And we cannot really tell you right now, but I think I've seen the Discord comments. I think you guys are kind of getting it. So you're getting pretty close.
I'm pretty sure that we are not going to escape this in the AMAs.
We won.
Even in the verbal one or even in the Discord one.
We won.
So yeah,
our community is too smart.
Yes, that's true. That's why we love it.
guys
And
are
actually, we have to admit that we did a lot of changes in our system, in our white paper, in our token distribution, even in our development. We are using your info, your feedback that you're giving. So that's crazy amazing. That's nothing I've ever seen in the mainstream economy. That's totally a crypto-specific thing. So
yeah.
I just love this narrative that we are living in. Back to the token distribution. So we have the liquidity pool, that 6% is going to be freed up right away. Part of it is going to be given into the liquidity pool at Uniswap. I don't want to run too much forward, but I already know that you guys are going to ask about if we are going to list on centralized exchanges, or we're going to list on Binance or Huobi or KuCoin or whatever. Yes, we are arranging everything in a way that every future strategy remains open. That is exactly why we are doing the KYC, because even though crypto, metaverse, NFTs are not a legislated, not a normally legislated instrument and ecosystem, but we want to keep open the doors for legislative requirements, and obviously, we want to be in the front row of proactively looking for these legislational issues, because I think that would give a huge valuation to the metaverse itself, to the decentralized world, but that's another topic to talk about. So yes, centralized exchanges we're looking at, but we have no news about that yet. Decentralized exchanges, we're starting with Uni, but I mean, QuickSwap, there are plenty of those that would be worth putting it. We'll see how the people react, if they wish for it, if community wants. We're gonna have, I mean, this is why we have the 6% from the tokens right away freed up into the liquidity pool, so that we basically have the possibilities to react to anything we would like to. The last part is the legal, and that was 3.5 and 1.5 is freed up right away, yes. The rest is 2% per weekly. You have to know that this is a quite legal heavy stuff also. Even though we're not communicating this, we are already in direct touch with Austrian, Canadian, New York-based,
Hong Kong, Singapore
lawyer offices. So yeah, this is something that is working in the background, and it's not really important for now. This is something that is investment into the future, because it's going to be essential in the future. So I think that's about the token distribution. If I've missed something, please edit or correct me. And then which one is the next part?
I think we only have one last thing, yeah, which is the unit system.
I'm going to hand that over to you, because I know you love that.
Yeah, that's like, so you guys have seen our white paper, and then we got all the feedback, and then we got one question just before Christmas, which is, hey guys, I can't really find the unit bit. And then we started working on, okay, how to incorporate that. And then we did some more digging. We also talked to our legal advisors, as Gabor said, and we also really basically reevaluated the entire project from the beginning, because we started to give you units pretty early on. And then we really realized that the unit system is going to be a pretty strong driving factor within the economy. So we completely reworked how the token utility works, how the rewards work, how the unit system works. And let me just dive into it. So from now on, what you're going to have is you're already able to earn units within Next Earth by doing community activity. In the future, there is going to be what we internally call work to earn, which can be seen as quests within the white paper. We're going to have service providers within the Next Earth ecosystem who are going to be creating these quests for you, and then you will be able to earn units by completing those quests. Just think about simple stuff like user-generated content, social media activity, inviting people, whatever. But also, as a landowner, your land will be generating units passively, which means that if you own a certain amount of land, your land will keep generating units again and again.
Wait. Say this again.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting too excited now. Your land is generating units every day, every moment.
I think that is one of the coolest add-ons and the coolest feature. And actually, it's pretty new, but it's just amazing. And that's why I love crypto, because it just kind of just popped out of nothing. And it's the fairest thing I can imagine, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, I give it back to you.
But we said it's not even enough. So we had the skins idea, and we said, okay, so if you have skins attached to your land, then you're going to have that unit bonus. Instead of reward bonus, the amount of unit your land generates is going to be affected by the kinds of skins you have on your land. So if you have legendary inner skins and legendary outer skins, you're going to get like a huge multiplier in terms of units that are being generated. So that's how you're going to keep generating units through land and through skins, just passively, automatically. And then if you want, you can start working towards earning more units, which means that if you're already a large landowner, you're going to be having those units being generated. But then if you're a smallholder, you can just participate in these quests and then really quickly catch up. Like, we're going to create this system so it's fair, so any newcomer will have the ability to really quickly catch up to the large landowners. So that begs the question,
what can units be used for?
What can units be used for? Now, for now, there is one utility for units, which is getting a discount for land purchase. Yeah. So here is where we go into how the reward pool is going to work. So as you've already seen in the previous white paper, services that are generating revenue through providing services to landowners on Next Earth are going to be paying a platform fee, and the portion of the platform fee is going to be paid into what we used to call a treasury, and now it has separate wallet names, and one of those wallets is called a reward pool. And
a decentralized reward pool.
Decentralized reward pool.
Running totally independent of us.
Yeah, completely independently, ran by a smart contract. Next Earth will have zero control over what happens within the reward pool. No control whatsoever. So the important thing is, as those service providers start paying into NXTT, into that reward pool, the smart contract will accumulate that in the reward pool wallet, and then you can burn your units to create a staking wallet. And then you put your NXTT into that staking wallet, and you're going to get an APY-based reward from the reward pool.
Units from lands,
or
and
skins,
staking,
or working.
And staking from units.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love that.
So you're not staking units, you're actually destroying units, redeeming units to get your staking wallet.
True.
Right?
Yep.
And then once you have your staking wallet, you can take your NXTT, put into it, and generate the reward, generate some yield.
Otherwise, you can't even get close to that decentralized reward pool. This is the only way.
Yeah. This also means that if you have NXTT, but you only have like $100 worth of land, you can still get into, like, knee-deep into yield farming. And that's basically how we wanted to do it. Completely separate the whole reward logic from the actual economy that you guys are doing. So small holders, large holders, people who are very active, very engaged with the community, they can all keep getting their fair rewards from the whole ecosystem. And the core tenet of the economy still stands, which is service providers paying into the reward pool, and we're giving it back to you guys. So the bigger the Next Earth economy becomes, the more service providers we have, and the more projects are going to be launched on the Launchpad. Sorry, I just.
Maybe supported by the NXTT token pool that is reserved for this reason.
Now you're doing it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're gonna put this together. I mean,
of course.
I'm pretty sure that they're gonna find out some of the strategic parts that, of course, we cannot say it yet. But I mean, these guys are clever. I mean, they use the platform more than we do. They live in it basically.
That's true.
So they're just gonna know what's gonna happen.
That's true. So the point is, the bigger the Next Earth economy becomes, the bigger the reward pool becomes. So all you gotta do is just ramp up the number of units that you have and create your staking wallets to get access to it through yield farming. It's simple as that. We let go of all that convoluted stuff and we figured, guys, these guys already have those units. Let's give it utility, because the NXTT, it's about redistributing rewards. And that's it. So that's how we restructured the entire economy based on units, NXTT, and a completely decentralized reward pool.
This is how you can basically monetize yourself, your digital avatar, your digital identity, your energy, time, activity put into the platform. So that's just amazing.
It's kind of
I can't wait for it.
It's kind of already like a play to earn game, or this is why we call it
work to earn.
Yeah. Because what happens is that you just buy a tiny plot of land on Next Earth, then you're in it. And then you start completing quests, start ramping up those units. And then you can even use those units to keep getting the discount on newly purchased land that will generate your units, or you can just immediately turn that into a staking wallet and start generating those rewards. And you just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
And if you really understand the essence of it, you will soon realize that being a landowner is not about how much you can sell your land for on the marketplace.
It has nothing to do with it.
But what is it gonna be meaning inside this ecosystem that basically we are building together?
It's it's really an entry to the economy. It's an entry to the metaverse.
I just love it.
Yeah. So I'm actually personally really proud of this, because like everything clicked together.
Thank you very much for your added value to the project. It really took it to a next level. I can see that right now already.
So I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
That's kind of it. Those are all the things that we wanted to share with you guys.
No, we wanted to share much more, but this is all that we could based on our agenda today, so that we are not here until midnight. Obviously, we don't even have a counter. I don't know what time it is, and I don't know how much time passed.
We don't have windows here. We don't okay.
I see a number 7. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Just kidding. Okay, let's
do an AMA.
I think let's get into the AMA part, okay, we have a screen actually here. That was pretty annoyingly jumping all the way while the guys were typing. It was just insane.
It was.
Dulis asked, what does untouched pack means? Okay, so obviously untouched pack is something that as packs were purchased in the first 2 weeks from the 23rd of July, if these packs are not minted yet, or these packs are minted, but none of the minted territories are sold from that given pack, that means that it's an untouched pack. I know the next question that's coming up. The next question that's coming up is going to be, if I did a land art on my land pack, is it untouched still? Yes, it is untouched. What I mean by that, so the easy answer, I always get like around everything, I like talking. So the easy and short answer to it, if a wallet purchased a land pack and it didn't switch, any part of it didn't switch owner from that wallet is the owner still, that means that land pack is untouched. Okay.
Cool. Let's look at some of the other questions that we have
If there are any partner or company, investor or country to invest in Next Earth?
That's an easy one to answer.
I have to digest it, so okay, you start the answer regarding that.
Okay, so we don't have any professional investors, we don't have any countries to invest in Next Earth. I guess you could say Next Earth is completely bootstrapped, but I don't like the word bootstrap because we're all building this together. But to answer your question, what I think, Kors, what you're really interested in is that, do we have any outside influence that can like direct the company and the project into another direction? And the answer is absolutely not.
Yes, that is very good, and actually I think that is one of the most important parts for the decentralization, because even though it is still a fully centralized thing, I mean, it's peer-to-peer as a platform, but I mean, we are in control still as management, but we truly believe in what our narrative is, what our goal and our vision and our dreams are, and this is a mission for us. So not having a VC or an investor on board who's always asking us about milestones and what you want to do, or trying to influence the strategy of the thing, I think this is the healthiest way. And this is what we want to represent in the token distribution too, in the token ownership. That is why it's cool that we didn't go through a third-party IDO platform, that only landowners can purchase pre-sale tokens. I don't know if we've said that, but if you want to go into any of the tiers, you must have spent $100 on minting land on Nexters. I think we mentioned that. Cool. All right, next one.
Kashif asked, will the tokens be staked by the unit instead of staking on the land? So, almost correct. You're correct in saying that you're not going to be staking on the land anymore. You're going to be staking in what we call a staking wallet. And you can create a staking wallet by spending units. So you're not going to staking on units. You're going to redeem your units. You're going to give your units back to us. We're going to destroy them, and then you're going to get a staking wallet. The staking wallet will be an NXTT wallet where you put NXTT in. It has a certain APY and expires in 30 days. But basically, specifics on that are going to be published when we announce the staking feature. Okay, let's.
Mehmet asked if we're going to be on centralized exchanges, DEXs. I think we already talked about that, yes, but no particular information about that. But if you want more info, then in the Discord, Shirley gonna cover these a few times. And we're also gonna have a cut version of this video with the most important facts and without the small talk parts. So that can again be seen, and you will get the answer there too.
So those two questions are pretty much the same. Can people still buy before the IDO to get into a specific tier and have access on the pre-sale? And then there was an example of, I have $60 worth of lands. Do I need to buy 40 more to participate in the IDO?
Yes, that works that way. So until the, we don't call it whitelisting, we call it the pre-sale, but when you want to take part, when you transfer your, when you know how much tickets you have, what tier you are available in, and you are sending the Matic in, at that moment, you have to have minimum $100 worth of land minted, and not the value of the land, but the money spent on. That is how we want to get rid of just fast coming pump and dumpers, because we don't want anybody just just purchasing, selling, whatever. We want people who are addicted to the platform in a positive way, that they want to become active, they want to focus on the internal economy, they want to collect units, they want to stake and stuff like that, so they kind of give value to the whole community.
All right. So there is this question about what kind of projects will there be on the Launchpad?
Okay, so that is something we didn't really want to talk about, but we knew that we have to touch it. Right now, what I see is there are three major groups. The first one is the one I already mentioned, that we have low-hanging fruits as a platform. Because once we have a community, this community has a purchasing power. This community can be guided by the different type of features on what to do, may it be virtual or entertainment, play to earn game or whatever. These are low-hanging fruits for Nexters if we were a centralized company. If we would do it for ourselves and then, okay, purchase a private jet from it and whatever, we see that crypto has that money. That's not the question anymore.
And it happens a lot of times in crypto as well.
If you want to take ground against these centralized companies, you have to become fully decentralized company.
Yep.
And not just to the customer side, but to the business side too. And that means that these low-hanging fruits in form of features on the platform isn't going to be conducted by the platform and the team themselves. It's going to be put on the Launchpad, and it's going to be funded by the community. That way, it's going to be owned by the community, governed by and controlled by the community. And it is going to be part of the next, and it's still going to be part of the next Earth's allocational, economical ecosystem, but it's going to be fully community owned. Not 100%, maybe we haven't exactly discussed that if next Earth is going to be 20% owner from these projects or not. We're still
crunching the numbers.
Kind of looking at what's the best structure basically to go forward with. So the first one is the features inside the platform that are going to be taken to the people, and the people will be able to take part of it and monetize it for themselves. The second, if the community comes up with different business ideas, I've seen plenty of them. I don't really want to advertise it right now, because if I miss out one of them and I just advertise the other ones, they are just going to be angry at me. But I've seen the virtual reality way. I've seen the land arts aggregator side, different stories. I also have seen some wearables already. So some of these clothes or clocks. So pretty interesting business ideas in the community already, organically. Once you guys know that we basically give you the opportunity to jumpstart and launch your own projects as a full-scale crypto project inside of NextEarth, using the funding, the decentralized community funding, and the vetting of NextEarth, the integration of NextEarth's ecosystem,
the whole 9 yards.
The user base of NextEarth. Yeah. So basically, I just love it. And I'm pretty much sure that you're gonna love it too, because that means that you will be able to incubate and accelerate your own businesses in a way that you would have never imagined before. So that is the second point, and I think that is one of the most important ones, as to the low-hanging fruits of the platform features. And the third one is outside businesses. I mean, we are already in touch with around 20 to 30 or so, although I promise I won't say numbers, but it's mine. So we are also in touch with 20 with 30 companies who want to conduct business on NextEarth platform. These are different from play to earn to marketing to real estate to whatever, to lending protocol, but I don't want to go too deeply into the direct ones. But these will also be probably coming into NextEarth through the Launchpad. We'll see if they can conduct it for ourselves, but what we would prefer, if they would do a joint venture basically with you guys through the Launchpad, and then you can become the owner of those, you can monetize yourself on them, you can use these, influence these, the direction, the strategy, you can take part in those businesses that come in, and that business will instantly become part of the ecosystem, will get the community right away, so they can also do a jumpstart into the metaverse sector. If we take these to cross-metaverse, that is something that I don't want to touch again. But obviously, if we think the truly decentralized way, I really mean that I don't see others as competition, but I see as potential partners, because I truly believe that in the long term, all of the decentralized metaverses will have to be interoperable. So that's not a question in my perspective. And if any of these platforms is not going to be interoperable with the others, it's going to just die, because the others are going to grow much bigger. I mean,
in theory, that's the point of the metaverse.
Yeah, and that's what we want to reach with Facebook and Microsoft, but that's another thing. Okay. Actually, we just got the news that the Launchpad is live on our site, so you can go and check it out. That means if the Launchpad is live on our site, then probably the token distribution that we just took this stand-up about is also live. So you can understand it more clearly and see more in depth into it. And I think we've reached that 1 hour time, so we couldn't really complete it inside 1 hour, so that anybody sees that, okay, this is less than an hour live stream. Okay, I'm going to look at it. They're going to see it's more than an hour live stream,
but
even though we try to keep
I think it's still our best time.
Yeah, actually, this is still our best time. It's never been so short, so.
Okay, guys.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think I mean, I can do this all day, but thank you really, guys, for chiming in and for listening us talk about this for an hour. We're going to stick around on our Discord server and keep us answering some of your questions until we, I don't know, collapse. We're super excited about the next 10 days.
Yes, definitely.
And even more excited about the next years to come. And I'm incredibly grateful for your activity on our Discord and everywhere we're at. And thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you very much. This 1 hour was amazing. As you can see, we love talking about our project. We love talking to you and discuss these details with you. We are not hiding these informations because we don't want to tell you guys this, but we did want to grow under the radar, because that is a strategy that I personally feel is very important at the beginning. But once we are out in the sunshine with the tokens from the 27th, I'm pretty sure that those upcoming weeks afterwards are going to be very massively full with new information. So I pretty much enjoyed this type of communication. So I think we're gonna start doing these.
Yeah.
I hope you guys love to. We're gonna see the feedback. Yeah, and then thank you very much for everything, guys, and jump onto our Discord, and then we can carry on from that.
Just a finishing note, this is just in. The landing page for the NXTT pre-sale on our Launchpad website is now live, which means that you can jump right into it and start your KYC process. So everything's live now, you can jump right in. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Cheers. Bye-bye.